for me in my life. This group is incredible, and you guys will hear the story here soon. Another person I want to give a shout out to, who is very upset that they're not here. One of our guys from our group plays amputee soccer. He represents the country. He is stuck in traffic and he is very upset that he can't come. Craig Till. So if we can give a hand for Craig Till. So he's actually playing amputee soccer, representing the country. So yeah, unfortunately can't be here. Alrighty, so my story, a little over 5 years ago, I was on a motorcycle. I got hit by a drunk driver, right? It was a Sunday evening, about 8 days after I turned 21. That's how I become an amputee. And it was crazy. It was crazy for me. I just had a daughter. She was 8 months old, 7 or 8 months old at the time. So it was life-changing. I don't really remember the wreck. I don't remember the accident at all. You know, when you wake up from something like that, or what I thought was waking up from something like that, because I truly didn't remember, it's hard, right? We feel lonely, we feel like everyone's left us. And the number one thing that I realized today that I want to make a point to say is that don't stop doing anything that you want to do, because tomorrow is not promised, right? That's one thing that I learned. One thing that I felt in the hospital is when my wreck happened, is why, and excuse my language everyone, why in the hell is the world not stopping because of me? And reality is the world doesn't stop because of you, right? Or what happens to you. So we just have to continue pushing on. But that wreck, I was in Parkland Hospital for 34 days as a result of it. I didn't know about it. Consciously, I didn't know that the wreck had happened for about 4 or 5 days. A couple days after that, I was arguing with my fiance, who is actually here tonight. I kept telling her to scratch my leg, and she just stared at me. And I'm like, what are you looking at? You know, like, why are you staring at me? Scratch my leg. And she just stood there. And it didn't make sense to me at that time, you know. Any amputee here knows what that feeling's like. A couple minutes later, her and my mom were like, you know, we need to talk to you, And I'm like, there's no talking needed. I need my leg scratched because it's itching, right? And so they broke the news to me, and it didn't really hit me, you know. She showed me, Mom pulled the blanket, and you know, I looked and I'm like, well, something's itching. We got to scratch something. You know, there's something wrong. And so that's when it kind of started to sink in. The nurses in and out, you know, day in, night out, you know, stuff like that. But one thing that truly helped me, which is part of the group now, is Tommy was the very first one to come to the hospital and see me as a peer visitor. You guys don't understand how much that helped me, because Tommy takes it. I mean, obviously Tommy's busy, right? Tommy's done a lot of work. He's put in a lot of time to make this event go on, and to take time out of his day to come in and impact one life the way that he did. That's all that I want to give back, right? So Tommy, I truly want to thank you for that. Every time I think about you, you know, I can't say it enough, right?
And now Marcus is a peer visitor, and he goes and visits hospitals. So that's what we do, man. We continually turn it over.
There you go.
So after Tommy came and saw me, I joined the Dan group a couple months after I was able to get out and about in a wheelchair, and joined the Dallas Amputee Network. The lady that we miss, truly, Ellen, couldn't thank her enough. She was a very love-investing woman. She didn't, I mean, she liked thank yous, but she didn't want to be rewarded or put on, you know, under the spotlight. She did it out of her heart. You can tell that that's how she was. This group has tremendously helped me. The things that, you know, you guys don't see on the back end, how much this group has actually helped me. As far as going to our conference, which we're going to next month, how that is paid for, stuff like that. You guys' donations, y'all's, you know, participation, stuff like that, it truly helps. Because the things that it's helped me and my family with my daughter. You know, I have my daughter just turned 6 years old, and for her to come to these meetings every month and see other amputees, to me, it bothers me when a parent tells their child in public, no, don't look at that man, stop staring, stop saying what you're saying. I don't care if you tell me that I'm ugly, right? I want to raise awareness for kids, so I feel like it's also a blessing in disguise that my daughter can come and see us other amputees, you know, and that way she's aware. And then if I go into her classroom or something like that and they see me, it truly helps me. So all around, you know, Tommy's efforts, true dedication, the love that he has for other amputees truly helps me. I love Tommy dearly.